Welcome, City of Concord and surrounding area, to Believe It. I am your host. My name is Dawn Drew, and this show is produced to help you very comfortably get out of your box and hopefully learn a lot more than you did before you watched the show. So fasten your seatbelts, have a seat, relax, and enjoy the ride. I am here today with a very special guest, Genevieve Hackett. Genevieve, I have come to learn, to know from other people in the realm of seeing, hearing, feeling, smelling the unusual. And Genevieve and I had quite a conversation where I asked her if she'd be a guest on this show. So here we go. Genevieve, thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
And you're from Massachusetts?
Yes, Central Massachusetts.
Okay, but you've been up here. You're all over the place because I ran into you here in New Hampshire.
Yes.
Actually via Florida.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Yeah.
All over New England.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And what would you title yourself?
I like to call myself a light worker.
A light worker.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I do. I'm a medium. I'm a psychic, intuitive person. I'm a Reiki master. And I do spiritual mentoring and mediumship mentoring and that sort of thing. So it's a little bit of everything.
And how long have you been doing this?
Well, the mediumship I've been doing ever since I can remember.
Mm-hmm.
As a little girl. I remember them playing with my hair in my bedroom, and I remember
them
being spirits.
Spirits.
Yes.
Other realm things.
Yes.
Actually, physically playing with
yes.
you. Yeah. Okay.
Yes. I remember, they're just little synchronicities that would happen. Like praying, and then my prayer would get answered, or I would will a candle, will the flame to get bigger and whatnot. And so, I've been doing it my whole life, but I didn't know there was a name for it.
Okay.
I didn't know what it was, and I wasn't allowed to talk about it. So.
Okay. So was this are you an only one in your family?
No, my sister actually has it too.
Okay.
And I'm not sure if it came from my mother's side or my father's side or both.
Okay. So were your parents open to this or no? Okay. Okay, so you were a closet.
Yes.
You were a closet
yes.
seer.
My father actually still doesn't believe.
Really?
Yes. But we have an agreement to disagree.
Okay.
And my mother is just recently accepting of it, and I think believing. Mm-hmm. She was just afraid.
Yeah. Well, that's really what it is. It's a fear of the unknown.
Unknown, exactly.
If a pink elephant walked around behind us, people may wonder.
I'd probably be like, "Cool."
I know, I would too. Yeah. So tell me. Let's go back to you. You have had unusual feelings, sightings since you were very, very young.
Yeah.
When did it come to a point where you knew what was going on?
Well, I met a woman. Her name is Donna Memont, and she's from Saugus, Mass, which is actually where I'm from, where I grew up.
Okay.
And that's 10 minutes north of Boston. I met her when I was in 5th grade, and it took me a while to, to speak about it, to talk about it, to
feel
say,
comfortable.
Yeah, to say this is what I'm seeing, and etc. And so, what ended up happening was it was rejected by my family, so I suppressed it.
Sure.
For a while.
Sure.
I acted out as a teenager.
Sure.
God bless my mother.
Do you have tattoos?
I do. I was pretty wild, but it was all me trying to figure out who I am. What does this mean? Who am I? What is all this about? And I made some decisions that were probably not the best, and I ended up married young with a child young, and then sort of living life the way society dictates that you're supposed to. And I wasn't happy. I had everything that they say you should have to be happy, and I wasn't. So there was still a piece of me that was missing. And I was sick all the time. I was getting migraines. It was awful. So I went to see this other medium in Massachusetts, Dinner with a Medium, fabulous, and I connected with her. So I said, well, I'm going to see what she's all about. So I went on her website, and I saw that she was a Reiki master and she was offering a Reiki class.
Mm-hmm.
So I went and took Reiki level 1 and got my attunement from her, and all of this just re-exploded. Everything I had been suppressing just re-exploded. I couldn't even go to the grocery store. I would be walking through the grocery store, and I'm literally like walking like this because I can't handle all the messages. It was like heart attack, thinking about a school test.
Oh my God,
cat.
yeah, sure.
It was just, you know,
sure.
and plus the, you know, not to mention spirit that was all around that I was seeing. So I'm like, oh my God, I left a whole cart full of groceries there.
Really?
Went home and told my husband, you're going to have to do this so I can get a grip because I don't understand what's going on here. So I've been working with Donna and taking some classes out, you know, in various places all over Massachusetts and New Hampshire, and really developed very, very quickly because I had always had it. I just had suppressed it.
Right.
And now I do this full time. I offer readings for people, you know, energy healing classes, especially for beginners, because it's really hard to find something for a beginner. You know, in my area, at least, which is in the Gardner, Fitchburg area. Sure. And I find it's hard to find stuff for beginners. If you want to learn tarot, if you're having experiences like this and you don't know who to talk to, it's very lonely.
Oh yes, I do know.
Yeah, and so you don't know. You think is there something wrong with you?
Exactly.
Am I schizophrenic?
Right. And why am I a left shoe in a right shoe family?
Right. Yes. And so there's a shaman in the Londonderry area, and I remember saying to him, I think I'm crazy. He goes, well, of course you're crazy. We're all crazy. He goes, but that doesn't make it any less real. Okay, you're right. So it's been, you know, I'm a perpetual student and a perpetual teacher. I think I learn just as much and I get just as much from the people who sit with me as they do from me, I hope.
I will tell you, I will invite you, if anything comes forward and wants to give you a message from me, you are absolutely more than welcome to bring it forward and interrupt whatever's going on and say, oh, wait a minute, I'm getting a message for you.
Okay.
That's perfectly acceptable for me, and it may help some of the people that are watching to actually understand a little bit more as well, and actually seeing the process. So if that does happen, please feel free.
Okay.
So you are in Massachusetts now. You have a what's your website?
It's www.centralmassserenity.com.
centralmaserenity.com. Okay. Yes. And what's that all about?
That is where it's operated out of my home.
Okay.
And that is where I do Reiki treatments, Reiki sessions, Reiki attunements. I also do readings out of my home. I do classes in my home. They're very small classes because I don't have a lot of room. And I also find that the more intimate the class is, the more meaningful it is, the more everyone in the room gets out of it.
Oh yeah, they have so many questions once they start. I've taught several classes, and once they get comfortable, man, the class is 25 questions each.
Yes. Well, each class that I run or facilitate, I have a private Facebook group that goes with it, so that we can communicate throughout the week. Because there's nothing worse than when you have something burning, when you have a psychic hit, or you have a mediumship hit, or a message or whatever, and you have nobody to talk to about it. And so since it's for beginners, I called it Mediumship for Beginners, from soup to nuts. They needed somewhere. They need somewhere for that outlet. And the same thing when I teach tarot. I'm running a fall tarot series. They need somewhere to say, you know, this is what happened. You know, let's celebrate that.
Right.
Or, you know, I have a question. What do you think? Or throw it out to the group, or that sort of thing.
You mentioned a psychic hit, and this brings home for me. What would you consider a psychic hit?
Do you know, do you ever get a feeling, or you ever have something happen in your life and you go, you know, I knew it and I should have listened? That's a psychic hit. Okay. It's the same as being intuitive. Okay. And I think everybody probably
do you hear
has
music
that.
ahead of time, or do you have like a cool feeling on the side of your face or something?
Not for the psychic stuff. It's just a feeling. It's just a knowing. and you just know, and you don't know why you know. You just do, and you trust in that. There's all kinds of names for it. Mother's intuition.
Right. Right. Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. That's all psychic. It's all about energy. So but if you say to someone in the street, if you say, I had a feeling and I didn't listen to it, everybody goes, oh yeah, okay, I know.
Right.
But if you say I had a psychic hit, they're like,
right. Right.
You get that look of,
oh yeah, I know. I know. Nuts, it's 2015, and this is exactly why I started the show almost I don't know how long it was, 2 years or so ago, was to help people who are experiencing and they don't have any place to go, they don't know who to talk to, and they just to feel like, wow, I'm not alone, or I'm not really comfortable talking to anybody yet, but I can watch this show 4 times a week.
That's amazing.
In this area, and watch it on the website. We're on ConcordTV.org, and down in their menu of the TV's shows that they offer for you to view anytime you want, you can click on Believe It, and all of these shows come up, so people can go on and watch, and get comfortable.
I think that's
with
great.
Some of the things that happen. Yeah,
I think that's great.
And children, there are so many things going on with children that we don't ask. I remember looking at my granddaughter. Now, this was probably 5 years ago. I don't know who I was talking to, and all of a sudden, it just came into my awareness like a puff of smoke, and I looked down and I said, Adriana. Oh, I shouldn't have said her name, but anyway. There's your face, your skin, your hair, and here's me. Do you see anything? Do you see anything else? She goes, oh yeah. I said, really? But nobody had ever asked her. No one had ever asked her. And children are so connected to the spirit world, to angels, to seeing, animals and things that communicating with animals.
Well, because they haven't been conditioned not to.
They haven't been conditioned not to, exactly. We knock it right out of them.
We do.
Well, in the light of talking about your hits, I see a lot of things that come to me just as a knowing, but sometimes something that happens to me is I'll get what I call a slam. And it's like, oh, well, that's what that is. And it's very, very clear that something that happened or that came into my awareness for maybe 10 years ago or 5 years ago, and all of a sudden it's black and white.
Yeah.
What it is, what it was, and it just like fell into line in the computer, and bang, the explanation was right there.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a lot of people that are watching this show that have that same something happen in some way.
Oh, I'm sure. I have no doubt. I have absolutely no doubt. I believe that everybody can do this because I believe that we're all energy, and I believe that we're all part of a collective consciousness, and we're all souls. So you're not a body with a soul. You're a soul, and you have a body.
Right.
You're here to experience things, and then when your body is tired and your body is worn out, then you leave your body and you transition back into the energy realm.
Right.
So I don't think there's anyone that can't do it. I think it's a matter of choice.
Yes.
And whatever people choose, that's their path. That's what they're meant for. So, and that's beautiful for them. That's their experience.
Sure.
I think that, there's a lesson there for people like me too, because I think a lot of times we find ourselves being defensive about being judged, about not being accepted, about not, like that sort of thing. And I feel like it has to go both ways, so the energy that you put out, that's what you're attracting back to you. So if you don't want to be in that sort of a position, then don't think about it. Don't put other people into that position.
Right. Right. Now, when you look at other people now that you've really opened yourself, and it just continues to open and open and open and open.
Yes.
But now that you've allowed yourself to open to the capacity that you do every day, do you see are you able to sympathize with other people in what they're going through, in their lessons, in their trials, with less frustration than when you were growing up?
Oh, yes.
Because it can be very traumatizing growing up and not having anybody to understand, or even you to understand. There was no classrooms
Right.
that we were able to go to and say, okay, this is Psych 101, and it's really Psych 101.
Yes. Yes. No,
But
I
it can be pretty traumatizing
Yeah.
to your energy.
It can, because it's stifling.
Yeah.
It's like someone stepping on your head and holding you down. I mean, that is actually what it feels like.
Right. But now.
Yeah. Now it's wide open. You don't feel like you have any limits. You feel like, when you embrace who you are, regardless of if you have psychic abilities or if you're a mathematician or whatever your path is, if you embrace who you are, then you find your freedom that everybody talks about. It's liberating. It's amazing when you don't worry about what other people think of you.
So that other stuff doesn't matter anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It loses all potency.
Loses all potency.
Yeah.
That's very powerful. Yeah.
Oh, it's amazing. It's very empowering, and it helps me to help other people as well.
Now, you have children?
I do. I have one son and 3 stepchildren.
Okay. And are any of them showing signs of sensitivity, really?
Yes, my son is. My stepsons, they call this voodoo.
Okay.
They're funny. It's like the family joke.
Okay.
It's funny.
Well,
whatever works for them.
Whatever. Yeah.
Although without disrespect to voodoo, I do know, that's a very good religion. But anyways,
it's very powerful down on the islands.
It is very powerful. It's powerful in New Orleans too. My son, he has always had the gift. I took him to Ireland when he was 3. He turned 3 while we were over there, actually. That's where my mother is from. So we went to see her family, and we were in my grandmother's house. My mother's mother died when she was 14. My mother's father died when she was 14. So I never had the pleasure of meeting him in life. But I know I would have called him Granddad. So my son is sitting on the floor, of course, and he's just a toddler. He wouldn't know that that's what we would have called him. And he's chatting away and da-da-da-da-da. So I say, hey, who are you talking to? He goes, great granddad, Mom. He's sitting right here. He says hi. And I was like, oh my God. Yeah. It was so cool. And then he has recently, very recently, like within the last couple of months, dipping his toe in the water. See if.
So how old is he now?
He's 19. 19,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just the way that the system of our culture is. It comes and it goes, and hopefully when it comes back again, we can take the opportunity to really take a look at it and say, wait a minute, this is something that's really part of me, and it's not going away. And I kind of vaguely remember stuff when I was young, but what is this, and why is it so strong? Yeah.
I think a lot of people come to me with that question, or what is going on with me, and it's a very spiritual experience to have. I call it an awakening. So what's happening is you're becoming less of a sheep and following the crowd, and discovering who you are and remembering where you come from. So it's uncomfortable because it's outside of what we know. And that's why people get scared.
Yeah, they get very, very frightened. And this is another explanation for the word light worker, is helping people to see beyond their fears and to be comfortable in their skin with what's really, truly going on with them.
Yes. Fear's an important emotion that we have. Our emotions are our body's alarm system. So if you have fear, it's because you're trying to protect yourself. So you have to figure out, if you don't want to have that fear be all-encompassing, you really have to figure out where it comes from. Why am I having this fear? How is it serving me?
And there's a lot of things, people don't realize there's a lot of things they can do about it if they're getting messages or they're hearing or seeing spirits. There are ways to, not just to protect yourself, but to also set limits.
Yes. You can absolutely
set limits.
Yeah.
I mean, this is your energy, and the universal love of God, or whatever you want to call it, is given us the ability to be able to state what happens in our element.
Right.
So if we don't want to see something, or we really want to protect ourselves or put up guards. I know I get a lot of messages sometimes. It's like, hey, wait, stop.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
we're not doing this now.
Yes.
And it's respected.
Mm-hmm. You always have a
but
choice.
you have to learn. They have to learn that.
Yes. Well, I think a lot of people are surprised to know that they even have a choice.
Right.
That's what I've honestly run into. It's
Mm-hmm.
They know that there's such a thing as protection by the time they come to me,
Mm-hmm.
but they don't know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
They know that all this stuff is happening, but they don't know what they can do about it.
Right.
And you always have a choice. You can say no.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to do this right now. I'm not talking to you. And you can shut the door.
Mm-hmm.
Or close your bubble, or whatever verbiage works for you. I will say though, real quick, that I've been picking up on a David.
Yes,
around.
my brother.
That's your brother.
Yeah.
Okay. So did he have something with his teeth? Do you know? Is he showing me his teeth?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he feels like he's fun. He feels like he's kind of a joker.
Yeah.
Like
He was a big joker. He
Yeah.
put a bucket of water on the top of his room one time. Anybody who came through that door.
He feels like
here. Wow.
Yeah, I feel like he's been waiting patiently, but he's like, you got to move it.
Yeah,
that's what he's telling me. You gotta hurry up and say my name, or it's gonna be too late.
Yeah, we're running out of time.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense then.
Yeah.
He's very much at peace.
Mm-hmm.
He's very
Wow.
Yeah. When I think he just wanted to come through to say hello to you.
Nice.
I don't. Not all the messages are epic, but there is a deep love and respect
Nice.
for you.
Nice.
And also support.
Nice. Thank you, David.
Yes, thank you.
Well, I hope he enjoyed the eulogy that we had for him this past spring.
I can hear him laughing. So
I had a little. Oh, was he laughing? Because
Yeah.
I had a little fun with him. I found a couple of. He had these beautiful they chimed little balls from China in a little case, and so I took them out. And what I did during his service was I took everyone on a little journey. And I said, well, we're going to start off with David's balls, and I felt like he would have enjoyed it.
Yes,
and I hope
yes, he did. I could hear him laughing right when you brought that up. So,
good.
Yeah, that was
exciting.
Right up his alley. I think his personality, his personality type was like that.
Yep.
So that's great.
Nice. Well, thank you so much for allowing that to come through.
Oh, you're welcome.
That was really special. Yeah, he died last November.
He's a good guy.
Yeah. Yeah. He made some choices, and yeah. So tell me where you're heading now.
Now I'm headed to Peabody, Mass. I'm going to go spend some time with my baby nephew. I also have a lady that I work with that's down there, and I'm going to hopefully connect with her. A couple of ladies, actually. This one, she's an intuitive eating coach, and we put together a workshop about eating and being okay with it. It changes your relationship with your body, with yourself, and with your food. It's very holistic.
Yeah, nice. Very nice. We have too much to talk about. And we're out of time. I can't believe this.
That went by fast.
No, we have to go into a part B.
Okay.
So would you come back at some point and
absolutely.
do another episode?
I would be honored.
That would be great.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for bringing that message through.
You're welcome. It's my pleasure.
Yeah. Believe it or not, it's entirely up to you. I do hope you enjoyed the show, and I hope that it helped you to get very comfortably out of your box, out of your skin, and just feel a little bit differently about some of the things and some of the events and messages and some of the people around you. Thank you very much. My name is Dawn Drew. The show is Believe It.